Good morning. It's morning here. It's about 7:30 a.m. I'm not selling a cat. I'd like to sell this vintage cornet that I got probably about 20 years ago. And this thing's coming up on 100 years old, and these latches still work. It's amazing. But this is a Wurlitzer Cornet. Those who know would say that's a Pan American, and it does look like a Pan American, a Con Pan American. And I believe that Con, after they got done with this design, would rebrand it or stencil it, as I've heard it called, for other manufacturers and or sellers. And this is a Wurlitzer. And I had only ever heard of Wurlitzer organs, but if you look at old Pan American cornets, that's a very, very, very similar bell engraving. It has a lyre that works, spring loaded, silver finish. This cornet is a shepherd's crook. This is hard to do. It's the first video I've made with my phone. It has mother of pearl, not plastic, inlaid valve buttons. You can tell here, I don't know in this lighting, but that's a gold wash on the tops of the valve button or caps. And the bottom ones also have a gold wash, as well as the inside of the bell is a gold wash. It's not a lacquer or brass lacquer. That's actually a gold wash, and the horn is silver plated. It has some wear on the silver plating. There's probably the worst. And let's see, it has some little dings, but it doesn't look like there's ever been any major damage to it. A little bit there. I'll put some still pictures in there, maybe give a better view of that. But I bought this horn probably about 20 years ago, like I say, and I had hopes of doing it as a project to restore it. And then we had a child, and I just never got around to it. So I've had it, like I say, almost 20 years, and I'm hoping that maybe somebody will take a liking to it and take it to that next step and restore it. I'd hate to see it nailed to a wall in a restaurant. I hate seeing that, or even made into a lamp. I think it still has some playable years left in it. There's a serial number. I don't know if it's a good idea to put that on. I hope it's not stolen somewhere through the years. But I'll play it for you. You can hear it played. I'm gonna, like I say, I'm not not selling the cat, but it's a good looking horn. And let me play it. I don't want the video to get too long. I'll put you on my music stand here, and hopefully I'll still be in the frame. Let me raise it up a little bit. Angle this. Don't touch that cat. Now, it came with this mouthpiece. I've never actually used this mouthpiece. It has a 6 marked on it. I don't know if you can see that. Like I say, I don't know if I'm even in the frame. It has hints of silver plating. I measured it. It's about a 625 diameter inside, which that's fairly standard, but it's a very deep V-shaped cup. That'll be in the case. You can decide what to do with it. Now, I'll play it using, this is my Yamaha 14B4 cornet mouthpiece. And it fits in there pretty well. It's probably about, from where it is on my normal cornet, it sticks out maybe 3/16 of an inch. So this might take a short shank cornet mouthpiece, but it sounds okay with this one in it. I don't know if I sounded okay on it, but it is early. I'm not a morning person. That's actually, I think, the piano introduction to Carnival of Venice. But so, even though it doesn't have the octave key that trumpets have, that little finger hook, it never had one, you can tell. Um, I don't know. I think it plays okay. Like I said, there's some dings in there. Uh, Compression wise, I don't know. It's a pretty old horn, but you can hear a little bit of pop. I think the valves could use replating. I'll post pictures. But a few dings here and there. It's an attractive horn. Like I say, um, it could be, I think, restored and be a beautiful instrument, even though this is probably not a top of the line when it was brand new. You heard it played pretty well. Some replating. I don't know how much that runs, but I'd like to see somebody, give it some loving care and restore it, and not nail it to a wall in a restaurant or something like that. Valves are pretty quick, and that's about it. And if you'd like a nice project horn to work on that isn't too far gone, I've seen some people restore some real tanks of instruments that have been, looks like they've been rotting away for years. This isn't, I'm looking, what I'm looking for, you see me looking, I'm looking for red rot, where the brass corrodes. I don't really see any. But that's about it. And I hope you give it a look-see. If you do, thanks for looking. And don't cut up my playing too much. Like I say, I'm not a morning person. It's like 7:30 a.m. But the cat stayed for it, so he usually runs out of the room. She. Alrighty. Thanks. And good luck if you decide to bid on it. Alright, say goodbye to the cat. That's Tina. Bye-bye, Tina.